There comes a time in life when everything feels like it's falling apart. A time when you look around and don't recognize who you are anymore. You used to have dreams. You used to have plans. You used to feel like you knew where you were going. But now, you're just trying to survive the day. And if that's where you are right now, if you're feeling lost, stuck, overwhelmed, or just completely drained, then I need you to know something. You are not alone. You see, we live in a world that glorifies success, celebrates highlight reels, and pretends that struggle is weakness. We scroll through social media, watching people smiling, thriving, traveling, winning, and we begin to wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I figure it out? Why do I feel so empty, so behind, so broken? But what the world doesn't show you is the silent battles, the moments behind closed doors, the nights spent crying into your pillow, the mornings when you don't even want to get out of bed. And yet, you do. You get up, you keep going, you push through the pain, the confusion and the fear, even when no one sees it. That, my friend, is strength. This message today is for the one who's pretending to be okay when they're not, for the one who's smiling in front of others but breaking inside, for the one who feels like life has lost its meaning. I want you to take a deep breath and hear this truth. You are not forgotten. You are not a failure. And your current struggle is not your final chapter. This moment you're in, no matter how heavy it feels, is not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you, to awaken something inside you, to call you higher. Because sometimes, the journey to discovering who you truly are begins with losing who you thought you had to be. Sometimes the path to strength leads through the valley of weakness. And sometimes, before life can rebuild you, it has to break down everything that was never meant to stay. You are being refined, you're being stretched, you're being transformed. So if you feel lost, this message is for you. If you feel behind, this message is for you. If you've hit rock bottom, if you're drowning in pain, if the storm seems endless, this message is for you. Not to shame you, not to fix you, but to remind you there is more inside you, more ahead of you, and more waiting for you if you just keep going. So don't give up, don't silence your voice, and don't believe the lie that this is where your story ends. Today, we begin again, together. Let's walk through the fire, let's rise from the ashes. Let's remember who we are and discover who we were always meant to be. The silent struggle of feeling lost. You feel so lost now? Like life has taken a sudden turn and left you stranded in the middle of nowhere with no direction, no clarity, and no hope? You wake up every day wondering, what's the point? The things that once excited you now feel distant. You scroll through your phone watching other people smile, succeed, and celebrate, while you sit there asking yourself, why can't I figure it out? You may not even know who you are anymore. You've tried to be strong for so long. You've smiled when it hurt, said I'm fine when your soul was screaming, and pushed forward even when you were falling apart inside. Now the silence is louder than ever, and the loneliness, it cuts deep. But I need you to hear me clearly. You are not alone. What you're feeling right now isn't weakness. It's part of the journey. It's part of becoming. Because sometimes, before you can find the truth, you have to face the chaos. Sometimes, before you find yourself, you must lose who you used to be. We don't talk about this enough, but feeling lost is something almost every strong person goes through. The ones who rise the highest are often the ones who have fallen the furthest. The ones who glow the brightest were once surrounded by the darkest nights. This feeling of being lost, it's not the end. It's not a failure. It's a message, a divine whisper calling you to wake up, to break away from what no longer serves you, to stop following the crowd and start following your calling. You see, when you feel lost, it usually means you're on the edge of transformation. It means your soul is no longer satisfied with the superficial. It means you're starting to realize that there has to be more meaning, more peace, more purpose. So don't ignore the pain, don't numb the confusion, sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? Because this moment, this season of feeling lost, may be the turning point that leads you to everything you were meant for. You're not broken, you're not worthless, you're not failing. It's you're evolving. And though it might not feel like it now, this lost version of you is sacred. This version is asking the right questions. This version is searching for truth, for meaning, for something real. And in time, you will find your way. You will find your strength. And you will realize this lost season was the beginning of your breakthrough. You are not behind. You're being prepared. You ever feel like you're falling behind? Like everyone around you is moving forward while you're stuck in the same place, unsure of where you're going or why things aren't working out? It's a painful feeling, isn't it? Watching others get promotions, fall in love, chase their dreams, and you're still here. Confused, tired, and wondering if you've missed your chance. But listen to me carefully, you are not behind. You are being prepared. Life isn't a straight path. It's not a perfect timeline. It's a journey that unfolds differently for everyone, and the worst thing you can do is compare your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. What you see on the outside, the smiles, the highlight reels, the success stories, is never the full story. You don't know the storms they weathered, the nights they cried, or the moments they too felt lost. But let me tell you this, just because your progress isn't loud, doesn't mean it's not real. Right now you are in a season of preparation. It might feel like nothing is happening, but so much is happening within you. You are being built from the inside out. You are developing the strength, wisdom, and resilience that your next level will require. Think of a seed. When it's planted, it disappears underground. It gets buried in darkness. It looks like nothing's happening, but deep beneath the surface, roots are forming, foundations are being built. And when the time is right, it breaks through the soil and begins to grow. That seed doesn't bloom overnight, and neither do you. You are growing in the dark. You are building roots. And you are being prepared for something far greater than what you can currently see. Sometimes, delays are divine protection. Sometimes, setbacks are setups in disguise. Sometimes, not getting what you wanted is the greatest gift of all, because it pushes you toward what you truly need. So stop being so hard on yourself. Stop thinking you're late. You are right on time for your life, your path, your purpose. This isn't wasted time, it's training time. And when it finally happens, when you step into your breakthrough, you'll realize that every slow day, every silent night, every tear, every unanswered prayer was preparing you for that moment. It's okay to rest. It's okay to reset. But don't quit. Don't lose faith. The life you dream of is still possible. The person you're becoming is still being shaped. You are not behind. You are becoming. And when it's your time to rise, nothing and no one will be able to stop you. Rock bottom is where the rise begins. Have you hit rock bottom? That place where everything feels heavy and your strength feels small. Where you question everything, your path, your worth, your purpose. Where even getting out of bed feels like a battle. It's dark there. It's quiet. And it's easy to believe you'll never get out. But here's the truth. Rock bottom is not your end, it's your beginning. You see, most people fear hitting the bottom, but those who have been there know something powerful. There's nowhere lower to fall. And that realization, as terrifying as it is, also brings freedom. Because when you're down, the only way left is up. Rock bottom strips away the illusions. It removes the noise, the distractions, the things that never really matter. It shows you who's real, what's real, and what you're truly made of. And even though it hurts, even though it's lonely, it's also sacred ground, because it forces you to rebuild. It forces you to rise from within. The strongest people you admire, they didn't get there through ease. They got there through pain, through loss, through silent nights where they cried and questioned everything. But they kept moving. And now it's your turn. You don't need all the answers today. You don't need to have it all figured out. What you need is the courage to take one step. Just one. Because one small step in the dark is still a step forward. And each step adds up. Slowly, the light begins to return. Your strength comes back. Your hope reignites. And before you know it, you're not just surviving, you're rising. The truth is, sometimes God allows everything to fall apart so you can rebuild the right way. Sometimes life will break you so it can reveal the unbreakable part of you. So if you're at rock bottom right now, I want you to know you're in the perfect place for a comeback. This is your foundation. This is your training ground. This is where the warrior inside you awakens. The world may not see your fight, but heaven does. And your time is coming. Don't be ashamed of your struggle. Don't be afraid of your scars. They are proof that you are still standing, still fighting, still breathing. And as long as there is breath in your body, there is purpose in your life. Remember, diamonds are made under pressure. Trees grow deeper roots in storms. And the greatest stories ever told always include a moment where everything seemed lost until it wasn't. So no, this is not your end. It's your rise. This is your moment to decide. Are you going to stay down, or will you rise stronger than ever before? Because your comeback story is waiting to be written, and it starts now. You still have purpose even in the pain. When life hurts, it's easy to forget that you still have purpose. When you're crying alone in your room, when the phone doesn't ring, when your dreams feel distant and your heart is heavy, you start to wonder if you even matter anymore. But let me remind you of something powerful. You're still here for a reason. You may not see it yet, you may not feel it yet, but there is a reason you woke up this morning. There is something inside of you that the world still needs. Even if it's buried beneath pain, confusion, or self-doubt, your purpose is still alive. Sometimes, life will put you through the fire, not to destroy you, but to refine you. Pain doesn't always mean you're being punished. Sometimes, pain is a signal that you're being prepared. Prepared for a deeper struggle. Prepared for greater wisdom. Prepared to help someone else walk through what you've survived. You see, the most impactful people in the world didn't live easy lives. They were storytellers. They had to overcome, they had to rebuild. And because they found purpose in their pain, they could reach back and help others rise too. And you, yes, you have that same potential. You don't need a perfect plan to move forward. You don't need to be fearless. All you need is to believe that your life is bigger than this moment. Because it is. There are people out there who will be inspired by your story, even the messy parts. There are hearts you'll touch simply because you didn't give up. So don't silence your struggle. Don't hide your healing. Let your pain shape you, not define you. Start with where you are. Speak to yourself with kindness. Take one small step toward healing, whether that's journaling, praying, reaching out, or just taking a deep breath and choosing not to quit. Because healing doesn't happen all at once. Finding your purpose is rarely a lightning bolt. It's a slow, steady awakening. A realization that even in your brokenness, you are valuable. Even in your weakness, you are worthy. And even in your confusion, you are called. God does not waste pain. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, it's all being used to shape the story you were born to live. And maybe right now your only job is to keep going, to trust that what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind you, to believe that you're not being buried, you're being planted. And when the time is right, you will bloom. So hold on, breathe deeply, and remind yourself, my pain has purpose. My story isn't over. The storm won't last forever. Keep walking. When you're in the middle of a storm, it feels like it will never end. The sky stays dark, the winds don't let up, and every step forward feels like you're dragging your soul through mud. You wake up with heaviness, you go to sleep with doubt, and you wonder, will I ever feel peace again? But I need you to hear this today. The storm won't last forever. Storms pass, pain fades, darkness lifts. You are not meant to stay in this chapter. You are meant to walk through it and come out stronger. But here's the key. You must keep walking. Don't build a home in your sadness. Don't settle in the chaos. You may not have control over everything that happens to you, but you always have a choice. Keep going or give up. And I promise you, if you just keep going, things will begin to shift. You might not see the light yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't coming. You might not feel progress, but every time you choose to rise when it would be easier to stay down, you're moving forward. Think about nature. Even in the fiercest storm, the sun still exists behind the clouds. It hasn't disappeared, it's just temporarily hidden. Your joy, your hope, your purpose, they're still there. They've just been covered up by the noise of the storm. And sometimes, the only way to rediscover them is to take it one step at a time. One breath, one choice, one act of faith. Maybe today that choice is getting up and making your bed. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's choosing to believe, just for a moment, that better days are still possible. You don't have to see the entire path to keep walking. You don't have to feel strong to take the next step. What matters most is that you don't stop. Because this pain, it's temporary. This confusion, it's not forever. The storm, it has an end. And when it passes, and it will pass, you will look back and be proud that you didn't quit. You will look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you're not the same person anymore. You've been changed, refined, strengthened. The storm didn't break you, it built you. So no, don't let this season define you. Don't give it that power. It's only a chapter, not your whole story. Your story is still being written. So keep walking, even with trembling hands, even with tears in your eyes, even when your faith feels small. Keep walking, because the sun is rising again. A new you is being born through this. You may not realize it right now, but through everything you're facing, through all the confusion, pain, and uncertainty, a new version of you is being born. A stronger version, a wiser version, a version that no longer needs validation from the world. A version that knows how to walk through darkness with dignity, grace, and quiet power. This moment in your life, this feeling of being lost, is not a punishment. It's a transformation. Just like a seed must break in the soil before it becomes a tree, or a caterpillar must be confined in a dark cocoon before it becomes a butterfly, you too must go through your own breaking before you rise. You might not recognize yourself right now, and that's okay, because you're not meant to be who you were before. You're being reshaped, rebuilt, reborn. But let's be honest, transformation isn't pretty. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. It's painful. You lose people. You shed identities. You let go of dreams you once held on to so tightly. And that's all. But here's the beauty. You're not losing yourself. You're finding the real you beneath everything the world told you to be. You're learning to live not for others' approval, but for your own peace. You're learning to speak your truth, stand your ground, and stop apologizing for who you are. And that's growth. So if it feels like everything is falling apart, it's because something new is being put together. If it feels like your world is ending, it may just be that your old world is ending and your true one is beginning. Sometimes you must be emptied before you can be filled. Sometimes you must lose your way to finally find the right path. The process will stretch you. It will challenge you. It will test every ounce of your faith. But will also free you. It will free you from the opinions of others. It will free you from your past. It will free you from the lie that you're not enough. And as you rise from this season, you'll discover something powerful. You were never truly lost. You are just being led through the wilderness to find your true strength. So don't give up now. Don't shrink just because life feels uncertain. Don't run back to what was just because it's familiar. You didn't come this far to break. You came this far to become. Let the fire refine you. Let the breaking rebuild you. Let the silence teach you. Because a new you is emerging in that version of you. They don't just survive. They thrive. They walk with purpose, speak with confidence, and live with peace. So breathe, trust, and keep becoming. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, then deep down, something inside you is still fighting. And I want you to honor that. I want you to recognize the quiet warrior within you. The one who didn't give up, even when it would have been easy to walk away. The one who kept showing up, kept listening, kept believing, even when life gave you every reason not to. You see, this journey you're on, this path of pain, confusion, and slow rebuilding, is not in vain. You may not have clarity right now. You may still have questions. But the very fact that you're still breathing means your purpose hasn't passed you by. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Learning, growing, healing. It's easy to romanticize strength, to think it looks like power and confidence and certainty. But real strength is soft. It's quiet. It's the kind of strength that keeps going even when no one is watching. It's waking up on your hardest days and choosing to try again. It's reaching out for help when you've been taught to suffer in silence. It's forgiving yourself for not being where you thought you'd be. And that strength, that real, unshakable strength, is already inside you. You've faced the silence, you've walked through the storm, you've stood in the shadows wondering if the light would ever return. And maybe you're still waiting, maybe the answers still feel far away. But let me remind you, breakthrough doesn't always come with a loud bang. Sometimes it's a whisper. A slow sunrise. A small decision that turns into a life-changing shift. Maybe today isn't the day everything changes, but maybe it's the day you decide to keep going. You are not behind. You are being aligned. You are not broken. You are being built. And you are not forgotten. You are deeply seen by a power greater than you can imagine. Whether you believe in God, the universe, or simply the power of the human spirit, know this: your existence is no accident. Your pain is not pointless, and your story is far from over. This season you're in, as heavy as it feels, is shaping you into the person you were always meant to become. You're learning how to rise. You're learning how to trust. You're learning how to rebuild, not from the same broken pieces, but with new wisdom, deeper faith, and greater clarity. So don't rush this season. Don't curse the struggle. Sit with it. Learn from it. Let it refine you. Because one day you'll look back and realize that this valley, this darkness, this rock bottom moment was the birthplace of your breakthrough. And when that day comes, you'll no longer just survive. You'll thrive. And in lines. Hold on, keep walking, keep breathing, keep believing. Your story is not finished yet. The comeback is always stronger than the setback.